Yeah, I did. It's just one of those things you got to be conscious about while you're doing it. And you don't want to play you don't want to think while you play a whole lot, but in a bye week it's good because you don't have to worry about scheme and all that kind of stuff. You can really hone in on the detail.
Did you watch football on Saturday?
I did. I watched a lot of it.
Which games did you watch?
Watched Alabama, Tennessee. Watched a few that night, obviously because the Tennessee game was a prime time on the bulk of the Saturday. So there were some good games on.
I've kind of been asking everybody, but I'm curious, like, especially being a quarterback, how do you watch games that you're not on? Are you very analytical in your approach? Or
No, I just watch to see where the ball goes, what kind of play. Because see, the TV copy, you don't really get to see the like all 22 players. So sometimes it's just easier to see the play, and then every once in a while you'll get a good look at the top view and you'll see what the defense is doing. But at that point, I'm just a fan again and getting to watch it and enjoying the game.
You kind of grew up at a time when Chip Kelly was in his heyday with Oregon. What kind of spot does he have in your mind? I mean, as an Oregon fan or not, that like his offense and how dynamic that was?
Yeah, well, he's like you said, he's the one that I remember that kind of started it all. The spread offenses, the run attack, the no huddle, the tempo stuff. He was really good at it back in the day. And then obviously when in the South, I knew it because they played in the national championship against Auburn. So seen what he does many times. I've seen him. I mean, all the running backs and quarterbacks and stuff that he coached. He had great success here.
I know you haven't played many games in Autzen, but what does it mean to you to be playing this big matchup? I mean, you guys played BYU, handled them well, and have handled every other opponent in Autzen very well. Does that give you any confidence going into this weekend?
Yeah, it does. I feel like we have great home field advantage. Autzen's a great place to play.
Alex Forsythe.
Really fun to play in. But I think the main thing is just keeping it consistent, making sure that we take this as just it's the next game on our schedule, and it's important for us to go out there and play a complete game so that we can continue to build on this season.
You think there's value in your experience in particular in terms of playing in top 10 games and all the stuff that goes on in game day and all the things that a lot of guys here just haven't necessarily been through?
No, I think there's huge value just because you kind of know what to expect and you know what things could be different. The environment's going to be loud and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, it goes back to just being football and being yourself and knowing your teammates and going out there and executing the play.
I remember the last time that you played in particularly heavy rain or decent rain Saturday?
I think you'd have to go back to my sophomore year, Arkansas, and then my freshman year, Sanford Ford. So I played in a couple, not many, but we're hoping the rain stays off.
I'm sure you've seen the uniforms this week. I'm just curious to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to Oregon being Oregon. Nike being who they are, and Oregon being one of those main brands that gets to kind of advertise for it. And so I think it's going to be great. And obviously, breast cancer awareness is a really important thing for a lot of people. It's important for me. I've had several, family friends that have gone through that, and so I understand what it means. And it's just really important that you bring awareness to that and show honor to those people that have been through that.
You mentioned pace and tempo, talking about Chip and his offenses. You guys go back to way back in the winter when Kenny was talking about being up pace, pro style plays fast, 80 plays per game. Other than in the blowouts for you guys, taking it a little bit easier, it could be close to 80 plays a game. Yeah. You're averaging 7 yards a play, and one of, I think, about 12, 15 teams doing that. How much do you appreciate, take pride in, whatever, that you're one of the more, not just explosive offenses, but yes, you're doing it at that.
Yeah, we take pride in the tempo. We take pride in going fast. And once we start drives and get the first down, we can really get into some tempo. And we do, Coach Dillingham does a great job of fitting the scheme of allowing tempo to be a good tool for the offense. And, we'll go fast and then we'll slow it down. We'll go fast again, slow it down. We'll run a lot of plays at a good tempo, but then again, we'll huddle and then have a different kind of tempo that defenses have to counter.
What makes Latu, what makes him unique as a defender that you have to pay attention to?
I think just when you look at a guy like that, their coaches do a great job of kind of building the system around them and allowing them to play good football, to play what they're good at.
they seem to move him in a lot of different spots. It's not just purely on the edge.
Yeah.
Is there a defender back in the SEC in particular you might compare him to by that? But in terms of multiplicity,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about skill set more. Like he could literally be almost anywhere.
Well, you know what? I think if you look at our defense, Noah moves around quite a bit. He gets in a third down package, can rush, play linebacker. So with a guy like that, that's kind of multiple, and you can use on a third down situation. It's good for defenses to utilize and use because it can kind of be tricky for an offense, and you got to get your eyes up, make sure you know where they are.
We've talked a lot about ignoring the outside defense this year. College game it seems from my perspective there's a lot of that this week. How are you guys kind of approaching that?
Yeah, I mean, just taking it like any other game and want to focus on ourselves and competing against ourselves throughout the week. And then we know we have a good opponent coming in, so we just got to play sharp football and just execute and be very efficient.
What does your guys' day look like on a 12:30 kickoff? You guys gonna be able to catch any of that show on campus at all? Or?
Probably not. I think that obviously based off what we've done in the past 12:30 games is kind of rise and shine, get something to eat and get some food in you and get over here and get ready for the game. So not a lot of downtime to where you can watch, but that's a great thing about YouTube and recording and all that kind of stuff nowadays where you can go back and watch it later.
How does UCLA playing a zone defense? I'm sorry if you've been asked this before, but how does UCLA playing a significant zone defense kind of affect your decision-making process in this game?
Well, they do a good job of taking away the big explosive play. They kind of make it known with their defense that they don't want to give up the big play, and so they'll play super kind of soft in coverage, making you throw the underneath stuff, and then they'll rally and make group tackles. So knowing that, it's just being efficient underneath, catch it, getting vertical, and going to get anything you can. Just on those simple routes, and then hopefully the explosive ones will come.
How often have you talked to Chase Cotto this week about this matchup?
Just a few. Obviously, he's gone against those DBs quite a few times, so just get his thoughts on those guys. He's like me, a transfer, so he's very familiar with that team. But at the same time, if you look at their roster, they have quite a few transfers, so a few guys that he doesn't necessarily know, and so it's just taking it like any other team and just scouting them and seeing what they put on video and going from there.